Darkness rises and light to meet it.
Although the Jedi realized many great achievements during the 4,000-year span between the Great Hyperspace War and the Battle of Ruusan, their numbers were decimated during the Second Sith War, and their image became tarnished when they began taking active roles in government, despite the noble intentions and scrupulous behavior of several Jedi who served as Republic Supreme Chancellor. The general public was never entirely convinced that their influential leaders had won their elections fairly, and came to regard the Jedi as the most powerful of powermongers. Even more scandalous was the Jedi Order's part in a military strike that left the UB's homeworld inhospitable, and its desperate recruitment of Force-sensitive children to fight the Sith at the Battle of Ruusan. No matter the circumstances, Jedi must always remain conscious of how their actions will be perceived. All Jedi would do well to remember the words of Jedi Master Odan Ur. When a Jedi behaves badly in public, an observer might think, if this Jedi is representative of the whole order, then plainly no Jedi is worthy of respect. On meeting a second Jedi who behaves better than the first, that same person might think, does this say that half of the Jedi are good and half bad? On meeting a third Jedi who behaves as well as the second, the person thinks, was the first Jedi an exception then? In this way only, by the good behavior of the several Jedi, can the public be certain that the poor behavior of one Jedi was unusual. Thus, it takes many Jedi to undo the mistakes of one. In the aftermath of the Battle of Ruusan, the surviving Jedi were forced to re-evaluate every aspect of their order. A 12-member Jedi Council established new rules, the most radical of which applied to recruitment and training. Via the Tedran holocron, they heeded the words of Jedi Master Bodo Bas. Training Jedi is a most rewarding pursuit, but one ringed with many unseen perils. Never, O Master Jedi, rest easy when your pupil begins to grow anxious to learn at a pace greater than that which you have set for him. Such impatience is natural in the young and inexperienced, and a commendable trait in a student, but it also signals a time when the pupil is most open to the temptation of stepping onto the broad path of easy advancement that leads to the dark side. Beware, Jedi Master, lest through carelessness and inattention you loose on the galaxy a monster. After the Jedi Masters decided that it was too dangerous to train anyone familiar with fear, anger, and any other emotion that might lead to the dark side, it was agreed that Force-sensitive juveniles, adolescents, and adults would no longer be eligible for enlistment or conscription. Instead, they sought out and adopted Force-sensitive infants who would be raised and trained at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. To prevent any emotional attachments that might cloud judgment, most recruits would never have any subsequent contact with their families. Although the method by which the ancient Jedi detected potential Force users was almost lost to time, records indicate that the Jedi shortly after the Battle of Ruusan either discovered or rediscovered the existence of midichlorians, microscopic life forms that reside within all living cells and communicate with the Force to reveal its will. Midichlorians can be detected by a simple blood test, and a high midichlorian count indicates great potential as a Jedi. The Great Holocron confirms that the Jedi relied upon this blood analysis method up until the Jedi Purge. It was considered an honor for some beings to have their child become a member of the Jedi Order, while others likened the Jedi to baby snatchers. However, records indicate that most parents, after being educated about the myriad risks and responsibilities of raising Force-sensitive children, were genuinely relieved to relinquish their offspring to the resourceful Jedi. It also seemed that the new rules worked. The millennium that followed the Battle of Ruusan became known as the Golden Age of the Republic. Many worlds prospered, and the Jedi lived by their ethical code. There is no emotion, there is peace. There is no ignorance, there is knowledge. There is no passion, there is serenity. There is no death, there is the Force. But the Golden Age was not to last. It ended with the rise of the Empire and the Jedi Purge, which nearly succeeded in crushing the Order once and for all. Join me next time as we discuss the Potentium perspective. If you're new here to the channel, subscribe and join the Dreamwalkers on our journey. Be sure to check out the Rancor Report where we discuss what's trending in pop culture, gaming and Star Wars news, reviews, theories, and clues. I do what I love. I hope you love what I do. This has been Lore and Legends. Until next time.